Tracking macros and drinking alcohol with IIFYM. The following is what Paul has to say on the subject of drinking alcohol while tracking macros. For most people, the social experience of life is a key ingredient to happiness. The inclusion of alcohol is common during such social situations, and for many who are looking to lose body fat, the simple idea that they can't consume alcohol is reason enough to avoid the process. So we ask the question, is it possible to lose body fat and still drink? Does tracking macros and drinking beer mix? What about shots? Can we live a normal social life which involves drinking while still hitting our macros and reaching our fat loss goals? The answer is yes, but how we get there takes a bit of math. The simple fact is that alcohol is one of the 4 macronutrients. Yes, there are 4 macronutrients: carbs, protein, fat, and alcohol, which contains calories, just like the other 3 macros in all of the foods we eat. If we consume an alcoholic beverage which contains 80 calories, that would mean reducing our carbohydrate intake by 20 grams for the day. Simple, right? For the purpose of rapid fat loss, a balanced diet should consist of sufficient protein, fat, and carbohydrates without neglecting our fiber needs. There are varying theories on the specifics of those ratios, which this article is not going to discuss, so we will stick to the facts. If you want to figure out your specific cutting macros, you can use the macro calculator. The most flexible macronutrient when it comes to a fat loss diet is the carbohydrate class. This is because both fat and protein are essential to our diet, while carbs are not required for us to survive. Knowing this, it only makes sense that we manipulate carbs rather than the fats or protein. Exchanging alcohol for carbs and fat. So let's look at how we could replace an alcohol drink with carbs. Since every gram of carbs has roughly 4 calories, if we consume an alcoholic beverage which contains 80 calories, that would mean reducing our carbohydrate intake by 20 grams for the day. Simple, right? For a person that has their fat loss macros set at 200 grams per day, reducing them to 180 grams would create the caloric balance we are after. So if your fat is set to 70 grams for the day, and you would simply lower your fat intake to 61 grams to make up for the 80-calorie alcoholic beverage you drank. Lucky for us, macrotracker.com makes it super easy to track our macros and make adjustments on the fly. To make it easier, check out this infographic we created to show you how to exchange alcohol for fat and carbs. If you really know what you are doing, you could also trade alcohol for a combination of carbs and fat rather than just one of them, which actually might be required if you are going all out for a night of shenanigans. How alcohol consumption affects recovery. Recovery from training is a very important part of the process for improvement. The adaptations that occur as a result of training are the reason our bodies change for the better. The explanation for why our bodies do not recover as quickly due to alcohol consumption can be explained by the fact that protein synthesis is blunted as the body deals with processing alcohol. Allowing the body to rebuild is a necessary part of the fat loss process, and alcohol ETOH decreases protein synthesis and mammalian target of rapamycin (mTOR) mediated signaling and blunts the anabolic response to growth factors in skeletal muscle. For someone to consistently consume alcoholic beverages, this process would be blunted repeatedly and interfere with performance and recovery. Depending on your level of athletics, this may or not be a deal breaker. For someone who is interested in being active, enjoying the gym and social situations with friends, there is certainly a very easy way to keep balance. Conclusion: a successful fat loss program is going to require discipline in many situations, and avoiding alcohol might just be one of the sacrifices you have to make to achieve your fat loss goals. Know thyself when it comes to these situations so you can avoid a misstep. Regardless of your goal, information is important in the decision-making process. Remember that alcohol can be exchanged for a combination of carbohydrates and fats in the diet. Using zero-calorie mixers also helps to keep the macros lower. Plan ahead by looking at your daily goals and finding areas where you can exchange some calories and keep making progress while enjoying life. For more info, visit www.iifym.com.